Hello and welcome to my channel. I just wanted to share my sunset with you because it is amazing. And of course the colors. Here the camera isn't quite picking it up as well, but this is very pink. And all through here this is all pink. Blue sky down in here. This is kind of over here is kind of purplish. Of course all this is down in here is all orange, and this is orange, kind of really bright orange. So, and then up here it's all purples and pinks. Man, I hate my camera is taking all the color out. Trying something. Man. It's like you can start to see it right there. See, at the very top of the screen. Like right here. If I move first, you'll see the color. Like you can see the color I see, and then it changes. The camera changes and focuses and removes some color. But anyways, the other thing I wanted to show you is, look at right here. You got a checkerboard pattern there. Waves from two different directions. You have the same thing going on here. You got energy flowing this way, you got energy flowing this way. The same as that. Even these large clouds could be, a lower altitude wave clouds, but there isn't very many, more, there's only two, so you could say maybe larger waves at lower altitude, but there really isn't enough to determine. But all these other clouds, they're all higher in altitude. These ones these two down here are lower, more dense. So, along with these ones in the back. Now here's a fine example over here. Oh, I bet you, yeah. Of course. That's all pink. The electric haze over there. Well, the electric haze is covering us all the way completely, and I'm not talking about these clouds. But due to the atmosphere effects of living on a globe, it's just easier to see over there along the horizon. But, sorry, it's a little chilly out here, so I'm trying not to shake the camera. Alright, little star over here. We call these stars, which is fine. Hey, I'm not... But you think about it. You see thousands of them a night. We call them stars. We don't really think about it, but we're looking at thousands of suns. So it isn't too far-fetched that maybe in our system there's more than one, There, it looks like the red's coming out a little bit better here. There we go. Gorgeous. I know my dad would not recognize these guys because he died over 6 years ago. And he would not recognize these. Now, red skies are not all like they happen. Sure. There's sailor sayings. Red skies at night, sailor's delight. Red skies in the morning, sailor morning. Sure, they have those sayings were there for a reason, but this happens every night and every morning now. So those sailors must be getting some emotional whiplash with these jubilant evenings and great shows, and then being all depressed in the morning every day. That's got to be pretty hard. These clouds down here are lower altitude like these. That's why that's why nothing. That's okay. But the blue up here, as I was saying earlier, up here will turn all purple like blush. And I've noticed my car windows filter it out. You don't see it through any of the glass in the cars. I think it's probably just like the UV filtering that's in the glass. But I tend to have my car window open driving down the road, so in the crack of the glass that's open, I can see the purple blush. You'll see it. Give it another 10-20 minutes from now, after your 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes after your sunset, and you'll look and you'll see the purple blush. But the colors and the waves are really what really got me interested. Wanted to show you guys. Now, waves in clouds is possible in certain environments and situations, but in Virginia, I never saw them until the last 4 years now. And I've recorded many. Man, look at that. Recorded many of those. Yes, and with high mountain peaks at 10,000 or 14,000 feet, and the cloud level is below the top elevation of the mountain, sure, it can cause some waves in the clouds, and that's documented. And I see some situations of air rising near oceans and beaches, but again, in this area I've lived in for over 20 years, it's never happened like this in such a consistent basis, several times a week, if not more. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more, but here we're having waves in two different directions here. Not so prominent now with the sun fading and the lighter clouds are not showing. The higher altitude, thinner clouds are not really showing well now. So I do not go with iron oxide. Say, I read things, it's iron oxide is causing the color. We went through a cloud of it in space. Well, how did the iron oxide dust get through the magnetosphere that is, blown by the sun at a minimum of 1,000,000 miles an hour? It got through that energy barrier. Man, look at this red. Wow. I wish my camera would pick it up better. So this iron oxide dust got through that huge electromagnetic barrier, and then it got through another electromagnetic barrier called the ionosphere. It will say, "Oh, the meteors get through." Yeah, but 99.9% of the meteors, what happens to them? They burn up and don't make it to the ground. So I don't think a dust is making it through our atmosphere, two major energy barriers. It's just not happening. Sorry. Okay, well, if it's in the atmosphere, how did it get there? What happened 3 or 4 years ago where now there's iron oxide in our atmosphere all the time, but it didn't come from space, in my mind. I mean, if you understand electromagnetics and the simple thing like energy barriers, they act like a physical barrier. Can you, put your hand through a wall just by lightly pushing? No, that's the same thing. Just energy. Okay. Well, some of the other reasons are comments I've received about this. Oh, pollution. No. I mean, with COVID, traffic, cars on the road is still way down from 2 years ago. When all that the first 2 week lockdown, when everyone started that here in the Washington D.C. metro area, the traffic got really light, and it's still not the same. It is not recovered to the same levels. More people are working from home now. People were already there, so most companies just stuck with it because the traffic is still much lower. So pollution and iron oxide just doesn't cut it for me. But that's just me. So go ahead, comment below. I'm not going to delete anything. I delete the trolls, the obvious trolls. Others, I don't delete anybody else. And links are allowed. I allow links. So sorry for the shaking. But I gotta cup the phone so the microphone picks up my voice, and that arm is shaking because it's chilly. Man, I wish you could see the difference in the color. What I see on the phone screen it's all yellow, is all orange for me. fire orange, and then above it that looks orange is just fire engine red. I mean, brighter, candy apple red. Oh, it's gorgeous. And I don't think, no, there you go. That's how I see it. So I guess my poor camera skills, but it was worth it. The sun is over here, been setting over here now. Where last week when I did a video, it was, or when I did the time lapse. Let me zoom out. When I did the time lapse last week or whatever, the sun set over here. Today it set over there. Now I'm gonna probably do some videos in the evening showing, hey, let's see where the sun sets today. Show Earth wobble. Because people don't like the compass. Oh, magnetics is drifting. Whatever. Okay, so we got a solid object there, and I can stand in the same place on this balcony. So let's just keep an eye on that. And you should do that too at your house. Choose somewhere at your house where you can stand in the same location, and you got maybe a tree or something, and see, does the sun wobble? You know, set in different places. Sure, it should move, you know, throughout the seasons, 1 degree a week. That's what it roughly translates to, 1 degree a week. So if you're seeing 5 degrees in a week, that's wobble. Or it goes from the left side of the tree to the right side of the tree and back to the left side of the tree. Yeah, you're seeing wobble. A very powerful magnet is influencing Earth. The only way to overpower the sun as a magnet is a more powerful magnet, meaning another sun. So Nibiru isn't doing all this. A planet wouldn't keep us tilted in a way where the moon's been cartwheeling for the last 10 years. Sorry, it's just not going to happen in the electromagnetic world. Briefly, you know, hey, maybe it came really close, and maybe for a year, 6 months, yeah, possibly. We're going on 11 years now, so no. Gotta overpower our sun's magnetic field somehow. Okay. Laters.